All right, guys. I am super excited. Not only is this the release of the Fall Down Food programs, but I think even more so, it is instrumental to hear from other coaches on how they do it. We see it on social media. We see this person have like a 600-person sign up and the six-figure launch and all that stuff. But we don't often like hear how somebody actually gets to that place or even builds their business in a different way, maybe without Facebook ads or social media. Yes, this is being recorded. So I wanted to bring on JJ, who has been with me for a long time. She's also a moderator in our paid forum. So if you're there in our membership, but more importantly, she's a person who I feel like just goes for it and doesn't sit in perfection, doesn't sit in the perfect launch plan, doesn't sit in the perfect anything. And so I'm going to share with you a step-by-step slide so that we stay on point. Because many of us know that JJ and I can be talkers because we just get so passionate about helping coaches. So give me just a second. Okay, first off, before we even start, guys, pop in the chat because I always love to see this. Where you're from, so type where you're from. Also, tell me if you're a new coach, if you're in that building phase, or if you're in that phase where you're like, I don't even know where to go. And they're all okay. There's not like this perfect blueprint. There's not this perfect, I know everything, because we all come out of school and we think everyone is just going to hire us. I felt that way. Okay, so Mississippi, building space, building. I'm student. Awesome, love that. Graduating, Wisconsin, new coach. And also tell me if you're in that up-level phase where you're like automation, thriving, multiple funnels. You're maybe like doing a tag-based system. Perfect. I love to just see where everyone is. Still new? Don't worry. And remember, guys, the process of new, and this is what's really vital, is the process of new is something that you're going to consistently refine and consistently discover, because our niche or who we're serving sometimes changes as our life changes. And that is what I love so much about how JJ, and I don't want to compare your business to mine, but we were talking about this, is that I've seen her go from in school to building a business, be a yoga coach, be a bar coach, right? Fitness, everything. And no hubby, no baby, and have your business the whole time consistently flowing. So just a little about me is my name is Rachel Feldman, and I feel what I'm different from many other coaches or business coaches out there is that I didn't have a lot of money in the beginning to hire a team. I did everything really from my gut. I'm a right brain person when it comes to like putting drop boxes together and stuff like that. But I really have always operated by what was missing when I was really struggling with my autoimmune. What was missing when I was struggling with my hormonal issues? What was missing when I was trying to figure out those pieces? And many of you go to school, and drop a 1 in the comments if you went to school to really discover like how to fix yourself. Maybe you witnessed somebody else suffering in your family, diabetes, heart attack, cancer, anything. Maybe that's a 2. So drop a 2. And if you're a combo of 1 and 2, drop just, a 3. So I know the combo. Because everyone's got a different reason why they go. And I think that's really important, is we often lose sight, and JJ and I were talking about this before, we often lose sight of why we went to school. We get so wrapped up in these words, which I'm going to talk about, so don't get scared. Funnel, lead magnet, freebies, this and that. And then we want to quit. or we feel overwhelmed, or we go into adrenal fatigue, or our autoimmune then comes out, you know, and kind of wants to play because we're so overwhelmed. So I have always looked at myself as like this doer instead of just overthinking, which goes into paralysis. So if you feel like you're in paralysis, this is the perfect webinar for you, the perfect free training, because JJ has gone from school to just consistently build from, you know, small detoxes to large detoxes, to retreats, to being on TV, being asked to be ambassadors, and all this kind of stuff. And that is something that I get to witness over the years of doing this program since 2012. Coaches who even said things like, I can only sell 6 detoxes, like Dana Jolly, who's now doing, you know, retreats at the Ritz-Carlton and high ticket offers. And I've seen them be able to build and spend more time building authority and networking. And networking doesn't mean you have to go to like a networking event, because that was never my jam either. I appear as an extrovert, but I'm truly an introvert. So if you're an introvert, type introvert. If you're an extrovert, awesome, we'll cover both. But I wanted to bring JJ on because she, in my opinion, as well as many other coaches who do not let the tech, the overwhelm, the stuff take them down, and they just do what, JJ, what we're talking about, like, do it.
Do it.
So I'm going to take you through, and JJ, oh my God. Oops, hold on. Whoa, that was a little crazy. Hold on. I'm going to take you through, if my computer decides that it's okay, to take you through a slideshow of just exactly how I've seen JJ's business build, and also build in a really authentic way that can be easily done. And when I say easily done, it's a message that you hear often in like network marketing. Is it duplicatable? And so what I want you guys to see is that this is duplicatable. So what happens to us when we're, you know, completely like stuck in our business? We usually do what? We go for another certification. We do another event. We do just more, and we pile on instead of taking the time to do it. Just stop and actually get into your materials that you've actually bought and figure out your niche and your story and really go for it. So we feel overwhelmed, we get stuck with the tech, and we're like this chick. We're like, I'm going to kill myself. But it usually comes out on other people or our own health or our emotional sanity. So too often we don't have the time to create that signature program. We don't have the time to create a blog, which most often takes an hour, or any materials. And then we say, what? Well, I've been trying to do this for a year, and, you know, I just came to this point. And so whoever's story is what you align with, there usually is just a sense of overwhelm. So you can stay stuck, or you can strategically create the funnel that you need to bring you in clients. And the thing is, and I'm going to show you guys this, a funnel is not just for offline. Even if the one-on-one was your goal, and that was mine, your lead magnets, your opt-in freebies, your free events, your webinars, your social media posts, your blogs, everything that is a representation of what you do can feed into your one-on-one. That could even be a masterclass or a webinar. And this is the success that I've seen for other coaches who are probably similar to you. And drop a 4. We're on 4 now. If you don't have the money to hire a team, or maybe you're doing it yourself and you're doing it on a 9 to 5, because I would say this is 80% of coaches. So when you see that stuff on like, we'll do the 20 email sequence to get people, that's awesome. If you're able to pay for Entreport or Infusionsoft, or maybe you're in MailerLite or MailChimp or Aweber or even ActiveCampaign, but are you able to really launch that? Or can you do it the simple way that JJ and I did. Both are effective. Don't get me wrong. Do a sick landing page, like done, does that 100%. But I did 4 launches on Eventbrite because I could not figure out the darn PayPal button on my crappy site. I love you, IN, but it was crappy back then. And I couldn't figure it out. So examples I give you are people that have grassroots market, built authority from the ground up. And that's what oh my God, the same thing just happened. Okay, guys, we're going to have to do this a little different because my computer might be saying, I don't know what you're doing. So just bear with me. Okay, we're going to do it this way just to make it easy. Is everyone seeing it? It's probably like Mercury in retrograde or something. Okay, so here is an example that I have spoken about a lot. And this is no different from people that I've interviewed, no different from myself, no different from JJ. And this was a person who had no list, graduated from Precision Nutrition. What she had done, and please write this down, is she has done what JJ, myself, Jessica Royston, other people who you see who have these success, like right away, they've always shown up and shared their life. If you go to JJ's page right now, even on Facebook, you'll see like, what was I juicing? What was I doing? What was I doing with my family? What's important to me? How do I deal with my health? Where it's all about her life. It's not like sign up for this freebie, sign up for this, sign up for this. It's sharing and sharing. And so actually that number from Christina is not accurate because what she did is she bought the 5-day clean eating plan. She moved them to a 21-day. She upsold to her one-on-one. And then she also said to them in the forum, and that challenge was not even done online. It was done offline with emails because she said, I didn't really want to do it that way. I don't want to do it like everyone says I have to do it. But what she did bring was personality. And she made you feel excited. And she showed her love. She posted 3 times on Facebook. And so, yes, when people say, does she have a following on Facebook? I was like, well, her friends, because those were my first clients. I came from commercial real estate. Who was going to go and hire me as a health coach? And I also didn't feel that it was fair to send them a mass email and be like, hey, real estate people, I've just switched businesses. So when you see this, she actually made over 7,000. She organically upsold. She did this on ClickFunnels herself, but there wasn't this long strategy that we often see. So we're going to just break it down on how JJ built her biz. And I'm going to ask JJ a few questions. She's going to fill in the blanks because we hear online. And I want you, if you feel that you have, hey, Jessica Royston, if you feel that you have just been fed the blueprint of online, drop online in. Because I see a lot of coaches struggling because they either haven't built that confidence, and JJ and I were talking about the confidence mindset, 2, the money mindset, and 3, also knowing what human beings really want. Sometimes we don't know that because we're online and we say things like, what are you struggling with? And nobody answers because they're not used to us being that way. Or we say things like, would you want to join this program? And nobody answers. So what JJ and myself and many others actually worked offline first and built that authority and also that confidence. So, all right, JJ, take us back and we're going to go through the slides. Offline, would you say in the beginning that you started online or offline?
I started offline for sure. And I had gone to IIN at the same time I became a yoga teacher. So I had been teaching yoga and I was looking for that missing piece. And that's why I needed the healthy certification or the health coach certification too. So I was teaching yoga classes and then I was like, ooh, maybe I can lead these free walks around the neighborhood and get to know more people. So then I started doing that. And then with that, I was like, oh, maybe I'll give free health talks at the gyms and studios I was teaching at. And so they said yes. And so I set up like free talks at this gym. And then from there, I think from there, I didn't immediately do detoxes. I did a retreat. And I did the retreat, and then I was like, oh my God, I could have done so many other things better. I could have used the recipes from the detoxes and make it more of like a seasonal retreat with seasonal inspired food, because everybody loves that. And then I started thinking, oh my God, why don't I host detox workshops? And then it was yoga and dessert workshops. And then it was workshops and I used the Revitalize, and it was workshops in yoga studios about more like getting into the mindset of, now that you guys have learned how to make your body move with yoga and fitness, how are you going to fill that other emotional component when you think about food and all that stuff? And so then it was workshops, then it was online detoxes, then it was one-on-one using the programs. And you've seen that I've used it exactly as it is, or if I had more time, I put like, a different cover photo on, or I used the paleo program and I said it was a sugar detox program. And so like, I think, where people tend to get stuck, and we're probably going to get into this later, but where people tend to get stuck is worrying so much about the niche and worrying so much about having everything perfect. And, I don't know enough. And who am I to lead this workshop? And who am I to run an online detox? There's so many other coaches, but what your message that you always come back to is that everyone has their own special thing about them. And it might be the same like tree, but every person has a different branch of how they're going to offer that detox. Maybe it's online, maybe it's in a workshop, maybe it's at a retreat, maybe it's just a live video that you do in a Facebook group. And like, it really depends on where you are in your health coaching or whatever specialty you're in journey. And so, yeah, it started with free events. Then, like exactly as you have listed here, that's kind of everything that I've been doing.
Well, and I think, and this is the part that I see coaches really getting stuck. And I think because we look at social media as such an avenue that we spend, as you said, even so, like the niche is important and who you serve. But what's even more important is to figure out like, what are people struggling with? And also, what are people most interested in attending an event or a paid workshop or the free offer, so that you actually get them to like trust you and show up with this excitement that often gets lost when I see people try to launch, because a launch is actually supposed to be this like really exciting, like, oh my God, guys, we are doing this, or wow, I did fix my gut, we're doing this, or I did lose weight, or hey, I'm on this journey where like the weight and the scale does not define me anymore. It's more that I shouldn't be this like chronic dieter, and I want you to never be a chronic dieter, instead of being like, hey, I'm doing a ketogenic program, or I'm doing a hormone program. It's like, hey, I remember when I was not sleeping and had no sex drive. Sorry, hubby, if you're watching, but he knows that too. Because the truth is, when we really do experience that, what is the pain? The pain is we have no sex drive. We're exhausted. We're tired. We're not sleeping. We have wrinkles. Our collagen starts to go. And for guys, there's similar issues because the hormones control everything. So when you were trying to figure out, because I want, and I'll just tell you guys, the beauty of what JJ's done, and it's very similar to something that I've done and many others that I follow, is the niche. You don't want to deviate. You don't want to be like, oh, I'm doing detox, and maybe the next day, like you say that you're doing something else, and the next day you're bopping around. I call it the bop around. Is that you're just confusing people. Someone's like, oh my God, they're in a new network marketing, or oh my God, they're doing this new program, or oh my God, you're just taking people down too many paths. But the path you're taking somebody down is either the path that you had to go down, so that you're truly teaching what you had to do, or to infuse what I call your soul niche. That is the one for me. It's autoimmune, it's gut, it's all that. But that was not necessarily the marketable one. I never deviated, but when people would say, I want to lose weight, I always would say, I feel like I'm selling my soul to the devil. But it wasn't. It was, I would say to people on the phone, to be different. When you hire me, it's going to be a different weight loss experience. Because you could be holding on to 5 to 15 pounds of just toxic junk. And you could be eating foods that are creating massive, chaos. Maybe in a green and yellow, you would say inflammation.
Yeah.
But I would approach it always backdooring my soul niche into the marketable one. That's how you become a sustainable and successful coach. So how did you start to up level? I think that's like, how did you go from these free events at local places to saying I'm doing day retreats, VIP days, and then even learning how to like build off of your tribe of what they wanted?
So I built trust offline. That's how it started. I built trust by, like, I had a weight loss journey, and I think I lost 24 pounds. And so I knew how it felt to be on the other side. And so that was my soul niche, is how much the emotional side of weight loss has to be filled. Otherwise, it's not sustainable. And so that really was my wheelhouse. It was like oozing out of me. I couldn't even stop. So I would talk to so many women in fitness classes, and they would be like, I don't understand. How do you maintain after you've lost? And so that's where I started talking to women. I would build trust, because you can't say one thing and do something else. So these women watched me, and I've had, we've talked about this before, but I've had people on Instagram or Facebook be like, I've been following you for years, and I saw you're actually legit, and you speak from your heart, and you don't try to fit into whatever that the model is or something, I guess you would say. And so I think I just built trust, and I followed people that I trusted, and I listened to podcasts where people are being real, and when don't deviate, come back to the focus. So I built the trust, and I didn't ever really do something that didn't feel real to me. Like, if I bought I did buy the paleo program, and what I did with that, because my niche is not paleo, what I did with that was sugar detox, because it took me until I was 25 or 26 to quit sugar. And so I was like, ooh, I can also speak about sugar detox. I can speak about weight loss. I can speak about gut issues because of parasites from Southeast Asia. So it's like these three things were my best friends. And like you're saying, like the sub niches and everything else. And how I started up leveling was doing so many of the free events and talking to people and realizing, oh my God, trusting myself and thinking I have something. Like, I'm not doing this to sell people. I'm doing this because I don't have a choice. It's coming out of me. I can't stop it. And I started believing in myself, and I think I stopped being so confused about everything, and I stopped paying attention to the things that happen behind the scenes. And I went within and I thought, okay, what do you want to do next after you've done these workshops and these free talks? And it was like, I led my first retreat, and I realized I broke even. I didn't make any, I didn't spend any, which is good for your first retreat. And then I thought, okay, now I need to have some monetary goals around that. And so now my goal every single retreat is to keep making more money, because I know that what I'm offering has a lot of value. And so I really think that when you start up leveling in your business, it has a lot to do with how you think about yourself. And if you truly believe what you are giving your clients and giving in the free talks, and if you truly believe in that, then there's no stopping you. But if you dawdle and you're just like, you just stay frozen, nothing happens. Because as we know, as entrepreneurs, nothing comes. You have to work your ass off. And then there's seasons of like, okay, I worked my ass off, and then things kind of start coming. And then you work your ass off again, and then things start coming. And I really think it's hard work and staying committed to like why you started.
And I think, you know, even, and I want, you know, everyone to kind of hear this. If you're in this place of either up leveling, or you're doing, or you want to do retreats, or maybe you're just starting, is that too often we get scared to like tap into this niche part, because it is complicated. It's the psychology of the buyer. It's the archetype. It's soulful sales, especially when we really do sell from this place of, I really want to help people. But if you don't structure, and this is what JJ just did intuitively, is that if you don't structure and be like, I have these free talks, I'm reaching out to people locally, or I'm going to build that authority online. So I'm going to reach out to people with podcasts. I'm going to reach out to people who may want to collaborate. I'm going to run something and reach out and say to 10 friends, hey, I'm giving this to you for free. Can you shout out my name? And so that's a very important thing, guys, is that once you lay the foundation for one funnel, so to speak, or one niche, or the pain points, once you start understanding that you're really serving their pain, you're not really serving the solution, because most people haven't arrived yet. So one of the things that you'll see with multiple freebies or multiple entry points, free offers, video series, a free workshop, or even a low-cost workshop, like, hey, come for an hour, $35, we're going to do this, or shopping tours, or things that can be done where you're building trust, then you can get to the high-ticket offers. Then you do start to scale up in your price. And when you flip around your free offers, like this is the one right now, 5-day jumpstart, free program with immediate access, you start to look at your freebies as not just, oh, no one's signing up for this. You look at it as a turntable of, let me really test what people want, but let me also talk about the pain that I went. There's a 5-day jumpstart. What does jumpstart mean? It's a reboot. It's a retune. It's a makeover. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to jumpstart into the fall. And then when the fall comes, you kind of think, what is the pain of the fall? Everyone feels crazy. Holidays are picking up. Everyone's eating sugar. So what do you actually want to launch in the fall? You start planning like an entrepreneur and not just a health coach throwing darts at the wall. And I don't say that rudely. We cannot make money unless you plan. And you cannot wake up in September after Labor Day when your child or summer ends and you say, oh, I want to launch a detox in, September on the 21st or 22nd, and expect that people just in 2 weeks are going to have enough time to hear the story that should have led up. Because your story and what you post on a consistent basis is really why people buy. So I wanted to show you JJ's offline, but also her online. So to take a sneak peek of kind of her actual website, you will see her work with me is built out by the programs. JJ, kind of tell us, why did this make sense to you?
So the 21-day End Emotional Eating program is that's my lead into fall. So while people are ending summer they're like, oh crap, I have just been going ham on the chips. I've been drinking too much. And so I know because
French fries on the boardwalk.
exactly. And I'm the same. Like I am my client, or I am my before client. Yeah. So I know how it is. Yeah. So I am doing the pre-launch right now. Like I haven't posted, I think I posted one thing on Facebook, but it's, I'm going to do a kickoff the first week of September. And then it's a good lead in because it's right before October. So you can be like, here we go. Get your emotional, like stop emotional eating now before we get into Halloween. Then we have the 6-week weight loss with group coaching. And that was a start and end date. And that was more summer. So now I'm just having that on my website as kind of like I think I have a waiting list on there. So I might open that up again, probably in January, because January is such a great time to launch any weight loss.
And it's like a sugar repair?
I'm trying.
Or a combo. And
that's
the other thing, guys, that I want you to know is many people, I created something called Sisterhood Wellness a long time ago. It was a combo of detox and paleo. And it also had extra add-ons for emotional wellness, spiritual wellness, essential oils. I pulled from 3 programs and created a month program. It should have been probably about 3 months. There was a lot of information. And what I also want you guys to know is too often I'll hear or I'll see in forums, my clients are not doing this. They're not following this. One of the reasons that I moved to sometimes like a month and would say like, we're going to start, but we're going to have a prep week to get to know each other. We're going to have a prep week to make sure we're emotionally prepped for change, because change is hard. So step into the shoes of your client. Maybe you are the 10% that like jumps in, changes everything, throws out everything and never looks back. But I would say 90% of the world, if you walk into Dunkin' Donuts, you drive by McDonald's, you go into any different market and start looking in people's shopping carts. Start listening, and I don't mean listening to conversations, but my marketing or my inspiration always came from magazines. It came from hanging out in the market, listening to conversations in Starbucks or at the PTA or the places I taught in schools on how to eat healthy vegetables. These were busy people, and busy people, busy moms, corporate, or anyone in this world of today is just overwhelmed. So start to think about how to structure your offers, which is why when you signed up for this, you got how to make 60,000, 80, and 100. Your offers to convert. And I'm going to just be bold and say this. Like, if you're not converting, your message is off. It's that simple. You're not having people identify with you. Or they think that you're giving away the shopping center away for free. So put shopping center in the comments, because I used to just say, oh my God, you have a stomach ache, do this, this, and this. They're so used to you over giving that you actually have to reel it back in and be like, I had this issue. I hope you're not struggling with this, because these are the 10 things that can actually happen, and they happen to me. Or I witnessed somebody struggle, and what killed me is to watch them in the midst of their pain, and I experienced this, and that's why you have to journey with me. So real simple, or a pitch to a gym is, hey, I see that you're not doing this. Would you like to do this? I can come in and do this. Let me show you the presentation and some of my materials. It's that simplified. It's almost like you have to pretend you're cold calling with a heart. Is that you're really thinking about the person who's suffering, the person who's struggling. So I wanted you guys to see, for those of you who are up leveling, and I look at stages of you're starting kind of in that business building, and then you go into like that just automation and thriving, because your foundation is stable. You've built a healthy house. You're building, the programs are just the foundation. They buy you. I know it's a hard thing. They buy you, which is why in the online space, there may be a little more of a tough time to build that authority, because if you're not coming out and saying, this is what I went through, this is what I experienced. That's why the coaches that I hired in the beginning were coaches that were bare all, because I saw the success they were having.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in that up leveling, or maybe you're a coach, and I've taught at places where like, I love retreats. I don't want to do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you are at that retreat point, and I just want JJ to talk about even her current one and what that does for you, and you like the face-to-face, but also the retreat component, and how have you added that to your business?
So the first one in 2015, I added it because I thought, okay, first of all, I love connecting one-on-one. I love traveling. I love wellness. So I was like, why? I saw a bunch of my yoga friends leading these retreats, and I thought, why don't I lead a retreat? And then I was like, oh my God, who would sign up for a retreat? And so it was, I just thought, you know what? Who cares? I'm going to book the place. They have like 100% refund if I cancel, if no one books within 3 months. And so I was like, okay, just see. And then it filled up super fast. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Oh my God. Because then it meant I actually had to give the retreat. And I was like, what am I even doing? But I had gone on one, I think I had gone on one or two before I gave one. So I was like, you kind of literally do whatever you want. You make it whatever you want. So I gave that first one, and then realized after that, like I said, we need to cook our own food. It was the missing piece to the first one. And so I had 3 kitchen helpers and myself, and we used recipes all from the detox, which was so great, and everyone loved the food. And I had tested them before, so I knew they were delish. And I'm such a connector in real life. I will continue to give retreats, and I thought for a second I would do 4, like 1 for every season, but it's honestly too much work with a 1.5-year-old and a husband schedule that's so crazy, and with private clients and all that stuff. So I kept seeing how the retreats went. And then this year in February, I did the beauty detox retreat, and it was this gorgeous lodge with snow. And we did, again, the recipes from the winter detox retreat. I had 3 of my friends come in and give workshops to the women. One was an essential oil expert. One's boundaries, build your boundaries expert. And I just thought, I want to have this detox with women who feel safe enough to just let it all go. And so it was just so emotional. Like, everyone said they came in just stressed and overwhelmed and kind of scared, and they all left feeling lighter. And you could see it on their face, and they were just like, oh my God, my stomach's flat. And so that was my goal for that one, was to fulfill emotional, physical, spiritual, all that. The one coming up, the Break Free Retreat, is October 12th, and it's in this gorgeous place in Washington called Suncadia. And so it's this huge mansion. And for this one, people are flying in, which is crazy to see how much it's evolved in the last 3 years. And this one is all about fierceness and powerfulness, and for females to stand in their power pose, and like whatever you feel is blocking you, you're going to break free from that, because we're using journaling exercises from some of the programs. So it'll probably be, I love the Revitalize, but I think I'm going to go with, maybe I'm going to try and look in the adrenal fatigue program. And then I'm going to look in, I love the weight loss program, the 60 days. So I'll probably pull something from that too. I'm just going to look at all that stuff, and then I'll be using the fall detox retreats. And
just, well, I mean, I think that's what you're even saying. It's like, And I just want to even backtrack because you said so many great things for coaches, is that,
Yeah.
you know, everything that you've marketed off of has been what you struggled with.
Yeah.
I think if people don't have what they feel like is a story, everyone has a story. We're just either shameful or feel guilty or feel like we're an imposter to share it. I mean, I witnessed people who were writing books on ulcerative colitis who literally would be in the hospital the next week. And I was like, am I doing something wrong? But every retreat that you said has also modeled your own life.
Exactly.
And I think that's the part that we fail to see when we hear so much of this, like build your funnel, do this, what strategy are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, the right brain is your entrepreneurial side, guys. The left is your empath side. But you have to have a healthy combination of both. And to ask for money, you're sharing a service that you know you can help somebody with, even if you are in the midst and the throes of your own, because there's somebody, raise your hand if you know 10 people who are suffering with the same thing that either you're still trying to solve or something that you've already solved. I mean, I could say more than 10 because I've counted the amount of people that I know went from autoimmune to cancer, went from autoimmune to another issue, went from autoimmune to this, went from gut issues, or the kids that I see who are diagnosed with celiac at 4. So I want you guys to see another thing that JJ said, which is that, you know, it's important to plan so that you don't have wasted energy. So you're either going to be an intuitive entrepreneur or you're going to be like the real right side planner. And often the right side planner, we get so overwhelmed and in paralysis that we don't move over to the do side or the intuitive, like I should just do this because I know. But also know that even though JJ in the beginning said I dealt with gut, autoimmune stuff, while there was parasites, what did she optimize on? She's always done the power of detox, but a beauty retreat, weight loss, like very marketable. And I'm not telling you to deviate from what you believe, but I'm telling you to take a step back and look at the message that you're saying. Look at the copy on your site. Look at the programs. Are they a reflection of you? And if not, pull pieces of them to put them together in your vision for a 12-month program, your 6-month on your work with me, a 2-tier or 3-option work with me, because not everyone is right for a one-on-one. They just aren't. Not everyone is a good fit, and some people may not even be able to afford you, even if you're at the $195 a month. It's kind of shocking. We'll get our hair done. Get our hair done. We'll get like our lip waxed. We'll do all these self-care things, but we won't hire a coach to get better for $197 or $500 or $1,000 or $2,000, $5,000. The money's relative. But when you step into the place of conviction, I am here, this is what I can teach, this is why you need to journey with me, you start to have strategic sales, soul marketing. You start to also speak to your avatar in a completely different way. It's not a fear-based, like, are they going to hire me? Will they like me? Will they buy? You shut that down because you're like, if they don't buy, they're going to struggle like I did. If they don't join me, they're going to struggle like I did, which is why you have to look at all these things. You don't necessarily have to do paid advertising for Facebook ads. I see tons of people who don't have any success doing that, but you do need to make a choice, online, offline, or a combination of both. And so you have an opportunity for the person who can't afford you one-on-one. You have an opportunity for the person who can't do the retreat. You create opportunities like one-day retreats for 250 that feed them into saying, wow, I really had this amazing time. I am no doubt going to sign up for a retreat, because what JJ has done with those retreats is I've seen people invest $15,000, $20,000 and paid advertisements and still not book a full retreat. So now we go to the next place. And this is something that, I'm going to let JJ go soon because she has her family there, is that when I came out of school, I felt overwhelmed. I laugh when people say it didn't seem that I was overwhelmed. I felt like I knew my story very well. So I didn't have a tough time coming up with pain points, but I didn't know where to start. I didn't have forms. I didn't have follow-up forms. I didn't have checklists for session notes. And that's one of the reasons that we are bringing out different kind of programs in this launch. And this one is actually called the one-on-one system. No joke, I talked to 5 copywriters. And this would cost close to $7,000 to $10,000 to have every one of these forms written for you, because everything is laid out from referral to even a 5 email nurture sequence to opt-in freebies, because that was the missing component, is that I had the freebies, but I wasn't nurturing them to do what? Come to your one-on-one, come to your free event, come to your master class that is a passive income product on your site, or a do-it-yourself. I wasn't leading them anywhere. And in this day where email marketing is dead, nobody opens up emails anyway. You want them to come and maybe join a Facebook forum. Lead them somewhere. Lead them to a strategy call in that 5 email sequence. So that's why we are releasing that. And brand new workshops, because I do believe wholeheartedly that if we don't have those webinars, if we don't have those lives, and people would say, I don't know what to talk about. And I would say, how can you not? I watched one of JJ's lives on talking about sugar. And she said, you know, guys, like, I'm so excited. I'm releasing this program. And I just want to educate you today. She wasn't like, sign up. I just want to educate you. And she took, and I laughed because this was me too. I didn't have time to change the pictures. I had kids. I had an autoimmune. I was like, if I'm educating and sharing really what worked and what did not work for me and taking people through my journey, I would never fail. And it wasn't, and the mistake that I made, which is why I made $13K the first year and 27 the second, is I didn't have those different entry points. I thought that my one-on-one could just be fun. And it just wasn't. There were people who couldn't afford. There were people. So I started realizing that I needed 6 to 7 streams. When I say streams, this isn't meaning that you're in like network marketing or you're doing another business or a hustle. You're within your one-on-one. Oh, great. Who's for a VIP day? What's my per hour price? Who's for a one single session, like a gateway drug? Great. Mm-hmm. Oh, you love that? No problem. Enroll for my 2 months, for my 3 month, or my 6 month. Or, hey, you can't do that. I have a 12-month mastermind. Or I have a, membership that is really, so it's you creating. When people say, I want to get to 6 figures or double or triple, that's how it has to be done. And it has to be done so strategically that you are feeding into the needs of people. And the truth is, guys, in this world of busyness, for somebody with weight loss, do you know if she's searching for clean food? Do you know if she's searching for her kids? Do you know if she's searching for a probiotic? Is she searching for thyroid? Is she searching for, I have no energy? She's searching for probably about 40 pain points that she has on a daily basis. Emotional eating, binging at night, not telling anyone, oh my God, I'm so fat, I don't even want to go to the gym, or I don't like myself, I look ugly. It's these points. It's the heart. It's, the mind. Some people buy on the mind, but most often we don't. We buy because we've touched on something. And that is what you see right here in these very simple posts that JJ makes. Like, here, guys, this is how gorgeous this is. Creates an event on Facebook, says what it's included, and shows up consistently with how she feels that people need to hear and see her. JJ, do you want to close out anything before I let you go back to your family?
Yeah. Thanks for having me. And I just want to say to everyone, if you guys are confused, it's okay. And you got into this industry for a reason, and you became a health coach for a reason. And just know that when you get confused, just come back to why you signed up to be a health coach in the first place. And when you get confused about all the business side, just always come back to that reason, and you will ignite your own inspiration time and time again, and come from that place rather than like all everywhere else. Just always come back to you, palm to heart. Namaste.
Namaste, Slay.
Namaste, slay.
Thank you so much, honey. I really appreciate it. And say hi to the little bird man in the family.
I will. Thanks, Rach.
All right. Bye, honey.
Bye, guys.
All right. Now we're going to get into a few different things. And feel free, guys, to pop any Q&A. I will answer everything. Trust me. And also in the chat box. What I want you to see with NADA is, I think a lot of people keep thinking and continue to think that building authority is just by posting opt-in freebie, or building authority is just by showing up and saying you have a program. That does not build authority. What builds authority is to nurture, build trust, and that means that you have the social media posts. Many of you get writer's block. You feel like you don't know what to post. That's having content. Content is king and queen. And so what NADA did, and I've interviewed her and I've witnessed her in our many detox forums, is she was able to take those programs with a family, with a full-time job, everything, and really build her authority around having beautiful food made that she crafted, getting 25 clients in 2 months because she brought them into the detox. She brought them into her one-on-one, and she had the confidence to know that she was giving something that was going to create value. The reason that I always say one program did not work for me is that not everyone was a perfect fit for the detox. This season's detox, we are providing an omnivore and a vegetarian version, because after my good friend Anne-Louise Gittleman, which has given her stamp of approval on our programs, after sitting there, not only talking to her, but looking at her book, there's not one way to detox. I've gone to 4 different detox schools. For most people in this world, they're eating gluten, mass amount of dairy, cheese, so many mucus-producing foods that really they just need to clean up. They're usually doing, I would say my clients are probably doing, unless there was a story like myself, I would say you're probably doing about 5 to 10 things that are drastically screwing you up. And so NADA was able to take the programs and to really build it into her one-on-one practice, and also launch some group programs as well. So 2 different opportunities. Who you see here is Carrie Adam. She was able to create a membership for her niche, and also a replication of herself. You know, hormonal issues, women who wanted to lose weight, women who wanted to run. And what she realized after promoting this is people didn't want to just join this running membership, which was about mindset changes, which is why she bought the 3-month mindset makeover, which also could be on your Work With Me page. But she realized that people wanted to be there to lose weight. And then as she learned more, because she continued to ask people and dive into what were their pain points and see them, not see the vision of what she necessarily needed to launch for herself, but also to see them. She realized there were so many hormonal issues. So she started bringing people into her membership with a reoccurring revenue, so that she could, lead them to the next place, build off of that, and have also the kind of business that she really wanted to have, which was completely online, because she moved to Costa Rica with her family. So this isn't just about building a business. It's about creating the business that actually works for you, and not just the blueprint that everyone's doing. Christine Hansen, I remember the time that I spoke to her. I was driving actually on my way to Hippocrates to teach business. And she had a goal. She had tons of knowledge. She was a sleep expert in Europe, and she didn't have any programs. She didn't have list builders. She didn't have what she needed. And she came in and she said, oh my God. And this was actually a post from our Facebook forum. So I always love to pull posts from there, so you guys feel like I'm not just, pulling your arm on something. That these are like real people. These are real coaches. And Christine at that time had just birthed. She had a little one, just like JJ, limited time. She was burning the candle at night. And I said to her, stop trying to create something, because you really don't have the time. I don't have the time. I didn't have the time. And my husband, Scott, had talked about the fact that when I first created my own program for Rachel's Wellness, which was my first detox, I didn't come out of my office for like 3 months. So Christina bought freebies to build her list, the 5-day clean eating and the skinny black. She had Gateway programs. Gateway are 7 to 14, max at 21. I think these are also great programs that you can do as passive income on your site. I like to up level, and meaning put videos with them so that somebody feels either that you run it like a membership or course-based, which is why our hormone program and our brand new 7-day ketogenic is not only a program but course-based with modules, because people often need to come in and get what, guys? Nourished, loved. That's why I always like, and I suggest, if you are working online, after you are done a program, feed them in to a free group or feed them into a main group. Say, hey, you've graduated. You're about to go to the membership. And the membership is only $30, and I'm going to feed you XYZ every month. But so many coaches love our content in a box, because they're able to feed them, or they do quarterly program release. But those guys are in there, right? They're in there, and they're hearing you, and they're getting that love. So then she had her next program, Mindset Makeover, and she does essential oils. So she bought the funnel and the course builder because she wanted to create a sustainable practice. Today, Christine's killing it. She's completely killing it. She's put together an academy, a school for those who want to learn how to do the work that she does. And that is how you up level, because you stop wasting time recreating the wheel and sitting on Canva. I love you, Canva, and I love you, PicMonkey. But if that is not your jam or what you want to do, or you just don't have the time, wouldn't it be more efficient to actually spend time talking to people and spend time showing up on Facebook and practicing? We often talk about going to the gym, but your health coaching is like doing push-ups. You have to practice those muscles. We're not born to do live. I had a fear of public speaking. That was one of the reasons I started doing YouTube videos. We'll talk about that even in the one-on-one system, on how to do videos and how to do live streams, because it was those YouTube videos that got me to be an international worldwide coach. I had no idea that was going to happen. But people identified with my story, and still to this day, that's what happens. If you're a more statistical, analytical type, I encourage you and implore you to follow somebody that markets that way. I chose the people who marketed in a way that I either wanted or I knew was in my soul, and I just needed kind of to see how someone would do it. I just have to, I show you this because this was the post in our forum. And Christina had posted this and said, 47 signups for a program that starts tomorrow. Aside from customizing a few things, the program is being delivered as it. I just needed to get something out there to build my momentum and confidence. To say that, a lot of you guys may have a lot of programs, but maybe you haven't really figured out what your zone of genius is. And that's okay, because as JJ said, it's okay to still feel confused. But then you've got to get the support to do that, or you have to step back, or maybe you're focusing on a niche or have a combination of programs that don't really reflect you. So how can you sell them? She was able to upsell. She said, you know, doing an online challenge was really not for me. And so she made those decisions, but she still brought her best efforts and her excitement. And she ended up at the total of 7K plus with making the investment on a 5-day clean eating challenge, a 21-day program, and the ketogenic. And you see what she converted. 32 people at an early bird. And she did a low price because she said, you know what? This is my first. I think I will do better upselling them. And so 15 people at regular pricing, 6 people add on her one-on-one. The total for that launch. And then what did she say in the form? Guys, we've had such a great time. What do you guys want to do? And they said, oh my God, we've got gut issues, autoimmune, weight loss. And she said, that's it. Let's do a ketogenic program. And that's what she did. So I became a six-figure coach having this. Opt-in freebies. I had GATEWAE. I had Tripwire. Tripwire is that low cost. It's like when you take the 7-day sugar cleanse and you say, you know what? You come and join me. We are going to kick off September back to school special for only, $19. If you get 20 people, that's $380. And then you do what? You convert them. Hey guys, that was really cool. I know we did that, but imagine rolling together for 4 weeks. You take them up to a program that, let's even say 97, but you're getting more people. So you get, let's say 35 at that price. That's $3,395. If you do not have money, don't spend the extra money. Do a great sales page on lead pages or ClickFunnels or even your site. I've seen coaches who have no site and they literally do a 2-page on Wix or Squarespace. Drag and drop. Add Stripe. Connect it to your email service. And if you're like me where you can do any of that, do it on Eventbrite. There's no excuse. There's no excuse to make money. Tripwires could also be workshops, $35 to $50. If you do that online as a webinar, guess what it turns into? A masterclass. Or do a shopping tour. Or online say, oh my God, you guys, we're going to do this fun, just group coaching and plug in a program. Then you're leading them to what? Work with you either one-on-one or to go to that next destination. That's when a funnel is. It's different opportunities for different people based on their archetype, their personality, and their financial means. The average income is $60,000. So if you don't have the low cost, which is why people used to say, wow, you undervalue your detoxes. I always said, like Christina, I'd rather make some money than no money. And I'd rather have those people do what? Build trust with me, because that was my gateway. My gateway led then to, okay, do we need to journey to gut? Do we need mindset? Is it adrenals? Is it thyroid? Each person, is it sugar? Each person had their different need. And I would say to them on the phone, look, I can tell you exactly what path we're going to take, but let's discover this after we've gotten through this one phase. And I would always describe it as this is like a business. You're building the perfect infrastructure for you. So you learn what really works for you and you don't feel like you're dogmatic, like you have to just do this one thing, which often for women leads to overeating, deprivation, feeling deprived in life emotionally. And for men, most often they would just get frustrated. For the guys that I would work with, they would come to me and I would say, we have to actually listen to your body. We can't just look at the program. So I got into saying what was the next step. Because if you don't have the next step laid out, you can't envision the long-term vision, the freebies or the webinars or the offline paid or free event leading to what? Do you have a 3-tier work with me? Or are you just saying, I work with people for 6 months? I found early as I started to look at other, not even health coaches, nutritionists, dietitians, anyone in the health and wellness space, anyone, guys, that's who you should learn from, is that I saw these entry points. I saw these points where they did a single session. I knew nothing was being solved in a single session, like gut issues, but I had a lot of clients who, they weren't the right fit for one-on-one, for ongoing. I had some clients who needed to digest information a little differently, or I had clients who were skeptical. And so we started with a single session. At the end, I would upsell and say, if you really enjoyed this, we can continue. I will apply this to the month, and the month will look like this. Or 3 months with me will look like this. Or 4 months with me. I was not a huge 6-month kind of person. I was a single session, 2 months, 4 months. But that depends on really your personality. So health coaches are starting out, I always say 1 up to 3, or you bundle 1 on your site. Then, like right on the front of site. And that's where the one-on-one that we're selling at yourhealthcoachbase.com can come in, is that you then have the nurture sequence off of that, the forms. Then you're building not only your one-on-one foundation, but you're also building the programs that you have without overwhelm. You then know what freebie goes to what workshop. Where does it lead to? And this is where I see people getting overwhelmed, trying to create different stacks or funnels based on different people. All you have to think of, there could be 3 different opt-in freebies. They're all leading to the same thing. Or maybe they're leading to a one-on-one and then you figure it out. Maybe they're leading to a group offer. Maybe they're leading to a free group. And then you're upselling in there. Coaches who are up-leveling, 1 to 3 different funnels. This means for the different personality types within your niche. Too often when we're starting out, we don't know who our niche is. And that's okay. That's why people get into paralysis, because they're like, no one's signing up for this, or no one's hiring me. And I always say, is it clear? Is the copy clear on your site? Is the message clear? Is your story clear? Is the solution clear on what you provide? And most often the answer for me is no, or there's too many options. JJ has every program I've ever launched, but you don't see every program there. She uses tons as list builders on either IG, social media, or she'll funnel them out at different times, like the skinny black dress for December. And she'll do the one, as she said, well, I'm going to think about that for January. So you start to think of your programs also based on what's happening during the year with people. Because even if somebody is retired, they still have the mentality of Labor Day. Oh, then life starts. Do we agree? Raise your hand if you agree. So when you're in that thriving in automation, this is when you have multiple. And this is actually where I started in my start phase, which was the slide that we saw here, is that I knew, because all I heard in school was build your list, build your list, build your list, build your list. And so I didn't have the money for SEO. I didn't have the money for Facebook ads. I didn't have the money for a great site. But what I did have was the ability to tap into what I knew were my pain points and speak really from my heart. And so I built my list organically to 7,000 plus. I reached out to people who were doing summits. I took that, oh my God, I'm so scared, and put that in the trash, because my why was the fact that I really felt like the system failed me. And I birthed these really sick babies with heavy metals and tons of different pathogens. So you have to figure out also what fuels you on those bad times. So often freebies, and also complex funnels. Like, where are they leading to? What are they doing? Are you leading them to a group? Are you leading them to, a different opportunity? And from those different funnels, are you actually then re-engaging with them, doing a webinar and playing out those different scenarios, such as didn't convert, did convert. And even MailChimp and MailerLite does that at this point. So when you buy, which is at yourhealthcoachbiz.com, and I'm going to show you even the programs tonight, You get access to 2 classes. This is a fast action bonus. We haven't done this in a while, but I was talking to one of my top right-hand girls. I hate calling them like team members because we are just family. We all work together. And we really talked about where coaches struggle. You don't have the money to hire a virtual assistant. A person who can make 3D images is most often not just a virtual assistant. They are a designer. That is a totally different price, anywhere from like $60 upwards of like 100 and some, 160. So we wanted you to learn and master Canva because you can make business cards, YouTube thumbnails, you can do brochures, you can do everything. Even your workbooks, guys, were made in Canva. And so if you haven't signed up for those workbooks, you can see the power of how awesome Canva can be. But also for you to swap out your covers with ease. So we want to show you that and also teach you the ins and outs of how to brand yourself and build momentum in your business without losing your mind. And like that girl in the beginning, smoke blowing out. The other is what I call the Keep It Simple Sister System. This is how I launched. I am in 60 minutes going to show you exactly how to launch a 2-week program and how I break down my drop boxes, how I actually build them out, how I create one that is a working and then one that I actually deliver so that I stay organized and I don't get emails like I often do. I don't have the docs anymore. My computer crashed. All that great stuff. So I'm going to teach you how to do that and how to do it also with ease, especially if you don't have the money to hire somebody or if tech just makes you crazy. I'm also going to give you some other options if you do have the money and you just want to create some sick, unbelievable funnels. Okay, then this fast action bonus 2. We have, it's called Work It 20. That is the code that you will get. It is valid for 7 days. And it ends 11:59 on 8/19. So I encourage you, if you're stuck, if you're scared, I already have 7 strategy appointments booked for tomorrow. And that's honestly what I do every day. Because if you are buying programs and they're not matching your soul, it's not going to work. If you're confused and you don't know what to do, you're just going to go for what? Keep just like this, the hamster in the cage. So that is what you can use tonight at www.yourhealthcoachbiz. Now, if you missed this party or you didn't open up your email or you just started vacationing and you said, I'm going to wait, that 20% is not going to come. Again, that is for 7 days. And we're giving that the 7 days because we know a lot of people travel at this time. But also more importantly, I thought about the coaches who I talk to on a daily basis. There is a confusion on how to actually build and structure that signature business for their online or offline or combination of both. Also, if you're the first 250 buyers, you get access to a done-for-you Love Yourself with Fall Superfoods page guide, plus 4 blog posts. How much would that be? Well, if you have a good writer, awesome. If you don't, and somebody's writing for you, let's say they average 60 to 100, or how much time do you usually spend? 2 social media posts, those images, and a gorgeous rock star cover. So you can build your list. So you can do this on a live. So you can hand this out after a webinar. It's to do what? To build authority. So I love when I get testimonials like this, Chris, because she was able to take on just like Nada clients. And so, no, somebody's asking, and I'll answer all the comments in a second when we go to look at the programs. You have to get the Fall Superfoods, you have to buy a program, an opt-in freebie, anything, but you do have to buy here at yourhealthcoachbiz.com. And we always do that. So let me just stop sharing for a minute. And if anybody has a question, it'd be great to put it into the question box. But let me start addressing some of them while I show you the programs. Somebody's saying people are used to helping me for free, so I must start over with cold contacts. Don't re-engage them. I call them non-clickables, because when we have told people or been giving the shopping center away for free, we have created what I call a non-clickable client. And that non-clickable client says, well, it's okay. I can call. She's going to say to take this tincture. Or I can call and he's going to say, oh yeah, you know, this is what I did for my weight loss. That is one of the reasons I specifically do not suggest a 60-minute health history. It's very hard, and raise your hand if you feel like you've done this before, where you have pretty much given the shopping center away for free. And if you're in a red and orange state, no. Strategy sessions. When you take a health history, you're asking very specific information. So that is why it's pivotal, not only for sales conversion. I always say to somebody, I will buffer a 30-minute, but I'll know at 20. And sometimes I'll often say, you know, even though I've been in sales my whole life and know how to be pushy, I'll say, you know what, this is a big decision to hire me and to either go in partnership with me, whether they were a client or whether it's a coach, to be in partnership, to trust. So why don't you think about it? And, you know, we can set up a call for later today, and I make sure that we lock in that phone call. Okay, so if you don't have a next step, where are you going? Denny, that's a great question, and that's often where people are stuck, and that's why we think if there's like just a 6 month that everyone's going to sign up, and they don't. Most people, if you think about yourself, you know, before you maybe hit Nordstrom's, you go to Nordstrom on the rack. You're going for the cheaper option. I hate to say that, but it's very true, because people are hesitant to invest money without a trust factor being there. So that's also what your free talks or your free webinars or anything that is free that you're doing, even your social media post, you're sharing so that people understand where you are, and you get super excited, and you also plan your launch time. So you're not planning during holidays, or not launching during holidays. We're launching at odd times that fall over holidays in the place that you live. Okay. Somebody's saying, do the discounts work on payment plans? They actually don't. They work on full pay, just because we take a huge chance, like as with payment plans. But I want you to actually see our new site, so you can see also how your experience there and why the site was actually like changed to be created this way. So what's really great is that when you come here, you can be at a start here phase, and it will actually tell you why we build these programs in this fashion. You can either go to pick a system, and the systems are great because the systems give you a 15% discount across the whole system. We teach you what is a sales funnel, as I showed you. Why do we need it? What are some suggestions? But one of the reasons that we make sure that we build out these systems is not because we know everything, but because we see so many coaches struggling to figure out their system, and to figure out the system for the free gifts, for the free webinars, or for the challenge leading to the webinar, leading to the program. So we have all about the gut. We have the ultimate weight loss journey, kicking sugar addiction to the curb. cleansing and rebuilding the system, hormones, mindset and emotional eating, adrenal fatigue, ketogenic, and a clean eating system. So if you're sitting there and you're like, well, I know what I want, it's okay. All you have to go to is, the home or the start page, and then you can go and buy a la carte. But also start to investigate where you are, because again, it's very easy. I'm on the website, whatever I click takes me to. So wait, hold on. Learn more about the GATEWAE programs. Okay, Stephanie, bear with me one sec. Just tell me which one you're on, so I can just help. If you're sitting there and you want to just buy a la carte, I would suggest go to learn more. Add cart is just going to take you to the page, just take you to the checkout. You can also go to the shop page, and this will give you a clear vision of everything that we have. My webmaster's checking. From our membership, which is our content in a box, which is $67,201 for 3 months, where you get the year. And that's where we do live calls, support, or even our business system, which you will see here. And again, the sneak peeks have everything. This is why we put together this. And it's a little crazy, because you will see that all of the program materials, we take you through exactly how to get clear on your niche, how to set up your business, and also the forms. Not only do you have a nurture sequence and funnels laid out, but you have all of these forms written. You also have your mini coaching session forms and canned response. You have a comprehensive welcome packet for your client. You have our suggested guide on how to use them and also how to customize. You have the system setup guide, which walks you exactly through the different systems that are on maybe expensive, the not expensive, and then also a market your system guide, the workbook. So most of this is a guide and a workbook so that you can end up doing the work that you know to get into what? That automation and thriving stage. We also have launch planners, editorial calendars. This is the one-on-one system. And let me actually just pop that in. I'll pop that into all panelists. This is our brand new one-on-one system. And one of the things that we're doing is we're moving into more of tons of workshops for you guys, tons of different classes, list builders, because what I've realized is a lot of you are just bringing it back to your one-on-one. And a lot of you have very clear goals, very clear visions. And what I'm also seeing is that not everyone knows how to implement the Done For You programs into their one-on-one. So I will be stepping into another role in this coming fall and winter, really diving into how you can use these on your sites. And also build your list, of course. We have business builders and opt-in freebies, and you will see them all here. But again, you can go right to the shop page. Just tap the little cart down. I'm still getting used to this. Done For You content, 60 blog package, everything. And let me just go back to the shop. So when you're on that first page, you will see, or you can go a la carte. And a la carte takes you to a shop page. Where right here, you can go onto our opt-in freebies, and it will scroll down. That is the 5-day clean eating challenge. Many people love the 14-day smoothie. Many people love the 4-day holiday survival. And if you think about it, a holiday is anything No problem, Karma. Just send me, if anyone's having problems resetting, it's usually because you have 2 or 3 emails in our system. So please email team@rachelalfeldman.com. We also have brand new freebies, and I'll just show you. One I always love is a probiotic healthy challenge. This Jumpstart actually has 7 days of recipes of all foods that are great for anti-aging. The best probiotics when you have Lyme disease. Thyroid opt-in freebie and blog package. And you will see higher values here because we added more info, more blogs, more goodies to that. The food, the anti-aging opt-in bundle, and the benefits of CBD oil. So even look at this one bundle. The reason that it's $147 is because you get so many blogs. You get autoresponders. This could be a challenge. This could be a masterclass. This could be a workshop. This could be a combination of many because you have the freebie and the 5 handouts. You have the freebie and the 5 handouts. And the reason that I always love handouts is this could be a video series. This could be in a membership. This could be in a class that you're teaching. 10 autoresponders are written, a beautifully designed guide, opt-in page, everything. But one of our newest programs, and just want to actually show you this because where is it? And I'm going to show you 2, and then I'm going to be available like on the phone. And remember, we have another webinar on the 16th. So if you have any questions, make sure you sign up so you can actually get this replay. We did this, it's a 6-month, but it's also a 12 module. So there's 12 guides, 12 modules, PowerPoint and script, and 6 months of recipes, omnivore and vegetarian. Go and look at the sneak peeks right on the page. And I will also, yes, be answering the questions. So the reason that we did this is, and we did this with the 7-day ketogenic, is because what I see people doing these days is they're loving courses. It's not that they're not doing programs, but a lot of you are doing Teachable, you're doing Kajabi, Thinkific, MemberPress, everything. And this is why, for us, delivering to you always in the fashion that we know you can then do in your signature one-on-one. Megan Rand is a perfect example. IN coach, FDN graduate. She took the detox and she moved them to a 6-month hormone course, and they graduated to a membership. She also does testing. She does a myriad of other things, and she also has a network marketing add-on, which is CBD oil. You will see that each of these modules are right here. This is exactly how beautiful they are. So when you think of all the PowerPoints, you think of the time. And if this is, especially your niche, then you really will have a heyday with how easy it is to implement this into your one-on-one or to launch this as a program. You'll see the look of it. One is vegetarian, one is omnivore. And we did the same thing with, bear with me. The GATEWAE programs. Maybe I need to go back to shop. Hold on. Let me just go to shop for a second, and then I won't answer everything. So when we go down to the GATEWAE program, the biggest difference that we did with the detox is that, again, we really thought about what do you guys need. Do you guys need, just like a one-size-fits-all? Nobody's one-size-fits-all. So we actually did 2 versions. There's actually JJ. We did 2 versions so that you would be able to launch an omnivore. And I loved doing that at gyms, loved doing that corporate. If it was omnivore and I just used the clean eating program, and took out some of the detoxy kind of stuff, or I would use paleo. And so you can see the actual table of contents and everything of that nature, plus our brand new ketogenic program. And again, if you need help leading on what exactly that funnel should be, like, please reach out to me. Okay, so somebody is saying, is the webinar conducted in a forum or on a business page? You could do either. Where you host your webinars, whether you use Zoom to live stream, whether you do live stream and download the video after, I think that often in private forums, people are a little more attentive or willing to share. But I do feel like, you know, either regardless of where you're sharing your message, the goal is that you get a personal message at the end of that. So I would say that you want to do your business page to boost algorithms and to have Facebook recognize you as somebody that people want to really check out. But I also think that if you're doing a program, it's really good to do it, of course, or you're leading to a program. You could do it in both. You could even have your phone if you're doing Zoom, double dipping so that you're not wasting the energy. If you're figuring out your price per hour as a newbie, we actually talk about that in our paid forums. But I would say that, you know, generally some people start at $97 per hour. Some people feel that they need to be less, but again, that's a personal preference. Again, what one of my moderators, Sarah, says, and Shay Johnson and JJ, and what I feel is that, you know, often we dim our own shine. So you've been through this, you've been through your own health issues, you went to school, so why wouldn't you just charge your worth? Yes, Deborah, the card is open now. So if you have any problems, guys, either personal message me through Facebook or at team@Rachel Feldman. We had a lot of new pages going on, and you know, that's some of the stuff you guys don't see behind the scenes that I try to share often about is, you know, sometimes there's just some little quirks we need to fix. Would you feed paid people into your main Facebook forum with people who haven't bought anything from you yet? I feel like if you're going to have a free Facebook forum, it does take really nailing down what do people need. I find that some people say, you know what, I think I attracted the wrong people. You can also on Facebook forums create in a little form when they try to click on your group to say, would you want to be on my mailing list to hear about great bonuses? And most people do, I find, say yes, and that would be in GDPR, permission, that at least you're showing that, and there is verification that you have actually said yes, so that you can market to those people that are either traveling in Europe or in Europe, so I have found that still building authority in a free group, if you can add valuable content, is definitely great. How much of the iron material did you use as you started getting clients? Nothing. I wish I could say that I did. And I feel very grateful that IN gave materials. But my clients and the people, and especially that was close to 9 years ago, people are struggling with a myriad of health issues. And giving them a green handout. There was a few that I loved, like, some mindset ones. But I felt that the people that I was working with who didn't even have major health issues were much more far advanced than that. I feel grateful that I give some business structure because a lot of schools do not. But what I realized, and that is when I created my first program. That's really the birth of what you see every program here. Revitalize, I needed a program that was great for like moms. It had a weight loss component, but they also felt could be great for their family because there's a lot of like carb-rich kind of gluten-free pancakes and like really fun kind of recipes. And I created that because not every person who's coming to me was a good fit for detox. I would give it to them and I would say, look, I would love if you can use this as, you know, a template for tongue scraping and skin brushing and, you know, rebounding and like all the cool things that have helped me, because I was sick of recreating the wheel. And at that time, Josh Axe and Alana's Pantry were really the only one that had recipes. So I was recreating the wheel over and over and over. The other thing is that I do live in a red state. And after having many, many discussions with the Department of Health and showing them my programs and speaking with Lisa Fraley, who is a health coach and a lawyer, many of you know her, I realized, and also from understanding the information provided for me, that it was essential for me to standardize my one-on-ones. And so that meant that, you know, I don't put protocols or supplements or anything like that. And if there is any of that in a program, it says, please check with your doctor. Please seek out a functional medicine practitioner. Please seek out this. Please seek out this person, so that it constantly protects you and it becomes educational material. The thyroid program, the hormone, and the adrenal, I wrote with functional medicine practitioners. The hormone, I wrote with a hormone specialist that is very well versed and also a coach. And so I would really suggest, if you're starting out, schedule a session with me, and let me help you, like, kind of pull out the parts of you that can match your funnel. That's the whole part, matching you to your funnel. And then really help to break it down so that you don't feel overwhelmed. If you're thinking of one that, if you have a limited investment and you want to get the right one and doing something right, I would definitely reach out to me, because that's different for everyone. That might be paleo. It might be easy weight loss. It might be a detox. It might be a workshop. It might be, but it has to be something that is near to your heart, is something that you feel you can really stand behind, and also structure it so that it works in your business. Can I do a free smoothie as a 7-day instead? You know, the cool thing about the programs is this, like, you can chop them in any way. I've sold programs to doctors, chiropractors, nurses, nutritionists, any different person. Having a program that works for you is, or having a combination, is that you, like, just like I did with Sisterhood Wellness, I combined the journey that I wanted. So we talk about the hero journey. What is that you want to take them through? Especially for those of you who want to do 12 months and not launch all the time. So, and somebody's saying, do I hear many coaches complain that different health coaches are selling the same program? I only had that actually twice. And it was 2 coaches in the same city in Seattle and 2 coaches in the same city in, like, I think it was Michigan. Because people put their own spin on it. And if I were to do a detox, I launch a detox completely different than other people. And that's the part that I think we have lost, is that we are comparing ourselves so much to each other. And so we really have to actually just step back and really step into our own story. And like I said, I'm more than happy to help you figure out exactly which ones you need. Yes, let me just look at these. Carts opener now. If there's any program, I mean, if there's any problem, you know, just please reach out, and we are here. We are here to help. If there is a question specifically, and you know that I am the one that answers it, you can reach out to me on Facebook, guys. You can reach out to me in our forums. You can tag me. You can send an email to team@Rachel A. Feldman. I mean, I think I'm everywhere, to a point where I was joking with somebody saying, literally, if you cannot find me, then you're sending the wrong smoke signals. So please reach out to me tonight. That's why I also wanted to create 7 nice days where you could make an appointment, schedule time with any one of my team members, even schedule time with one of my assistants and myself. If you need direction on, where do I plan this? We will be there for you. Please let us know. And again, if you have any questions, just load them on. I think I've answered everyone. Oh wait, here's a few more. For starters, I bought your 21-day clean eating program. It seemed like a good gateway, and then I got more focused. Intermittent fasting are on my future list. Okay, let me just say this quick, especially for the coaches who are starting out, because a lot of coaches who come here, guys, you've heard me, you don't need to hear again. Although we will be teaching like how to truly craft that signature business on Thursday. I wanted you to hear from JJ, and I wanted you to see examples because I think that's really important. That's how I did a lot of my learning. I think that it's not that we get more focused, we just get more in tune. So let's like change the way we talk about things. People say, oh, I have to rebrand. It's like, are you really rebranding, or have you just found like what you truly love, or gotten clear on your own story, or pushed through some of our own stuff? I think also for me, I always looked at trending. So I had my soul niche, which was gut, because I had, all things, Lyme, EBV, autoimmune, gut issues as a child, parasites for a very long time in my life, ulcerative colitis, you name it, I think I've had, pylori, Clistria, all that fun stuff. You don't need to have a story like me. Everyone has pain. Pain is pain. But what I would look at when I first started is I realized pretty fast people didn't even know they had a gut issue. Most people don't even know they have like a hormone issue, an adrenal issue. So you're the dot connector. You have to say more things than just like, oh my God, I love kombucha. Or, oh my God, I love this. Like, say why you love it. Share why. So if you really want to go into intermittent fasting, remember, where do people start? And that's why when I talked to a good, awesome coach here named Ted, we talked about like, not everyone is ready to commit. I tried ketogenic years ago when my autoimmune was kicking my tuchus. And I was introduced to it by one of my acupuncturists who had really changed how his diabetes was affecting his body. Again, not making a claim, just sharing what he shared with me. And I couldn't do it. I wasn't ready. I hadn't changed my mindset. I was scared. I felt deprived. So that's when I always say, like, don't just think of like, oh my God, well, this is going to be great for this person. You have to think about people. Where are they now? Where are they going? And that's why I never felt like this one program just fit, because I did have people. I call, these three archetypes, Jane, Jack, and Sally. Like Sally and Jack were more the people, because Sally would stay-at-home mom, and she always felt that she was doing things wrong, and she'd always down herself. How many people have friends who they'll be like, oh, I'm so stupid, or I don't know anything. And I would always say to the Sally person, you run a house, you just need to have more energy. So, and we need to also work on that self-love, because you're giving so much to everyone. And so that's why the emotional eating program, and the emotional eating was my thing. And so you have to kind of think, and that's why building your funnel is strategic and intuitive, because you have to think about that person who's on the sad diet. Like even just the clean eating is a huge, huge, huge step for somebody. But then you add an intermittent fasting, you're like, oh, I have so much more energy. Or you try keto, or you need to go keto like I did for a little, but now my favorite thing is gluten-free pasta and meatballs, paleo. So I had to detox. I had to food combine. I had to do all those things. But my journey, because I rebuilt my system and my hormones and my adrenal, every program that you see got released at a time that either I needed it for my clients, or I had cracked that code for myself and felt like, wow, there are tons of people suffering with these really niche specific areas. Okay, so please, if there's any other questions, reach out to us, personally. Okay, Jenny is saying, hold on, Jenny is saying, on the site for the story page, either, Suzanne, if you have a problem, just let us know. Kim is saying, thank you all. This was very helpful. I'm a newbie coach. I'm glad to know. We're here. And always emotional eater, emotional chronic dieter. I mean, yeah, and that's what Jenny's saying. You know, this just depends. If somebody is completely deficient, is intermittent fasting great for them? Some would say yes. Some would say no. So again, like, that's where it becomes your own intuitive, awesome freaking business. And then you feel super psyched to show up and do anything. And then you also are armed with like the 3 presentations that you go and pitch to doctors' offices and pitch to chiropractors' offices and pitch to gyms, because you feel confident and you've done them. And then you can do them with your eyes closed without even the PowerPoint, without anything, without even the PDF to the clients. And you're just like, guys, let's talk about gut. Let's talk about getting off sugar today. Let's talk about clean eating. Let's talk about kids' health. You know, and those are all the different workshops that you will see. Sabina saying, please say again the best way to set up a strategy session with you. You know what? You can just email me directly through my site at rachelafeldman.com, or just hit me up through Facebook. Either way, and I'll get you right on the schedule. So have a beautiful night, guys. Please let me know. The replay will go out, replay 1. And then I encourage you to reach out, set up a session so I can help you if you're struggling. And then we'll go from there. All right, guys, I will see you on Thursday night. Thursday night will be a lot of looking even at the programs, thinking about different funnels that can match your business for a new coach, for, you know, an up level, but also if you do want to work offline, how to do that. You want to work online, how to do that. I want to do a combo of both. So I'm really going to take you under the hood of my business and those that I've seen rise to the top. Have a beautiful night. It's great to be with you guys. Again, my name is Rachel Feldman. We are at www.yourhealthcoachbiz.com. And if you need to set up a strategy session with me, feel free to reach out to me at rachelafeldman.com. See you guys later and have a beautiful night. Bye, guys.